How's it going, everybody? As I'm filming this video, it is still the day of the referendum. But things have calmed down quite a bit. We just left one of the polling stations, and needless to say, it's a bit hectic. Okay, so if you've been following the news, I want to take this opportunity while I still have some time to do a really quick video talking about what's happened so far in Catalonia, Barcelona, on the day of the referendum. Keeping in mind that as of the shooting of this video, it's only around, I believe, 5 o'clock. So by the time you watch this, it's going to be way later in the day. So stay tuned, follow me on Twitter at Timcast, because I'm going to have periodic updates, and the gaps in this video will be filled in by looking at my Twitter feed. So, just a quick recap of what's happening. Catalonia is voting for independence. It's a really long story. It's been years coming. They had a symbolic vote a few years ago, and today was supposed to be the legally binding referendum where citizens of Catalonia would vote on whether or not they wanted to be independent. Now, no one really knows for sure if the independence vote would have won. There are banners all over the city that say sí for yes in Spanish, and it says votarem, we will vote. What ends up happening is the Spanish government says the referendum is illegal, they can't do it, and they try to shut it down. So you have national police showing up. These are police from outside of Catalonia coming here and trying to shut down polling stations. So last night, I still haven't slept. I went to a school. Now, these schools are being occupied by parents and their kids to make sure they stay open for the referendum because the police are trying to shut them down. The idea was that if they're being occupied, the police can't remove the parents, and then they'll be able to hold their referendum. I stayed overnight at a school, Escola l'Univers, I believe I'm pronouncing it right, and not a whole lot happened throughout the night, throughout the morning. A lot of people started to show up around 5 a.m., and then the sun started to rise. Around 8:30, I got word that a large group of national police arrived at a school not too far away and started arresting and attacking people. They were blocking the school's entrance. So this was Escola Ramon Llull, I believe it's pronounced. I'm probably ruining these pronunciations. But I headed over there, and that's where my live stream starts. So if you watched my live stream, you can see about an hour and a half of coverage. The police blocked the voters. So originally I was calling these people protesters because you see people chanting and they're in front of the police. But then I realized these people aren't technically protesters, they're just voters, right? So in Catalonia, they decided they were going to have a legally binding referendum. The Spanish government says it's not legal, it's illegal, therefore it's illegitimate. But the people of Catalonia were going to go down to these polling stations and cast their vote on whether or not they wanted to be independent, and the national police came and intervened. This is where we start seeing videos of people being beaten. We see older folks being hit by batons, and these are not people who are looking to protest. These are not people who are looking to riot. These are people who came out to go to a school to put a piece of paper in a box, to cast a ballot in a democratic vote. Now, I'm not going to get into the debate over whether or not this is legal or illegal. Needless to say, a lot of people have been injured. As of the time of filming this video, over 400 people have been injured so far. Police have fired rubber bullets, very large rubber bullets. When I was live streaming, my feed cut out just after the police started firing rubber bullets, and we saw several people injured. There was a bit of cat and mouse between the voters yelling at the police to leave and the police coming back at the protesters. But there were many people injured. There's really graphic photos of an older woman whose head is bleeding. There's an older man whose head is bleeding. There's even a video of a younger man who was shot in the back, I believe more than once, and he's actually crying. So the people here are very emotional and very angry. What I can say is, based on what we've seen so far, all that the Spanish government has done is served to push people towards independence, towards wanting independence, because they feel like their voices are not allowed, and they feel like their civil liberties are being violated by an aggressive police force when the people here are anything but violent. There's no violence. I have not seen anyone do anything to vandalize or break anything, with one exception. Some young men grabbed barricades in the middle of the street and pulled them, and immediately the group started going, "Oh, no, no," rushed over and put the barricades back, and then yelled at those kids to get out, to leave. Because they're trying very hard to make sure that this is a legitimate vote. They don't want violence to sully what they're doing. They want people to look at them like this is an actual democratic movement. So there are fears that there will be provocateurs. We don't know for sure. Now, following the incident at this school that I covered, we saw this video, which is shocking to say the least, where black masked police come in and seize the ballot boxes, which is shocking. I understand that there's the opinion, or some people side with the Spanish government, that this vote is illegal and the police are enforcing the laws of Spain and the Constitution by taking these ballots away. But it's a very strange sight to see black masked individuals going into a building and taking ballot boxes. There are even photos of ballot boxes chained, not just closed. It's chained closed, and then chains go through the table and into cement blocks to make sure the police can't take it. Now, not too long ago, just before shooting this video, we were at one of these polling stations because we got word the police may have been moving in to shut it down. Inside, it was pretty warm, and we were just watching people cast their ballots. Rather uneventful, if you ask me. But all of a sudden, a man runs in the room yelling, "La puerta, la puerta." The door, and immediately people rush and hide the ballots. They then all run to the front room of the school, and they block the doors and look out the windows, and it goes dead silent. And so I'm sitting there filming, and then all of a sudden you hear some, I believe, like sighs of relief, a little bit of chuckles here and there, and then someone says, "False alarm? False alarma?" And then someone says, "Yeah." And then everyone claps and cheers, and they go back to voting. So the people here are definitely on edge, because we have seen the police, starting yesterday and into today, going into these polling stations, being very violent and shutting things down. Now, another thing that's interesting that's happened today is we actually saw the Catalan police, the police force here in Catalonia, intervening between the national police and the citizenry. So there is a video of police that are locals stepping in between the national police and some of the citizens, and it gets contentious. In one of these clips, you can see one of the national police push the local officer, and that makes everybody really, really angry. Earlier today, we got to look at some of the guns that the police are using. A woman told me that these weapons are illegal in Catalonia, that Catalonia has banned these weapons and does not allow their police to use them. One of the reasons they're angry now is that the Spanish the national police are coming in with what they consider to be banned weapons. It seems like a complete disregard for what the people of Catalonia want. The point of putting out this video was I just wanted to make sure I could wrap up in a concise manner kind of what has happened today so far as of the time of this shooting, because I'm going to be going back out and live streaming, and I know there's a lot of people who are not up to speed on what happened. So, look, when I started live streaming, I believe it was maybe 3 or 4 a.m. Oh no, I actually did a live stream starting at 9 p.m. last night Eastern time, and then it was around 1 a.m. or I think it was 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Eastern time I actually started streaming. So a lot of people I know have probably not caught up on what's happening. And I can see it in my Twitter feed because I have a lot of tweets that are getting, they're gradually picking up steam. This video is set to come out at 4 p.m. Eastern, which should be 10 p.m. Central European time where I'm at. The vote is supposed to end at 8 p.m., which means by the time you've watched this, it's already 2 hours after the vote, and it's 5 hours from the time of when I actually shot this. So there will be a huge gap in what I've told you. So again, go to my Twitter feed, and you should be able to see any videos, clips, or updates on what's happening. We are kind of worried at this point that something might happen around 8 p.m. So again, it's going to be kind of weird because this video is going to come out 2 hours after whatever might happen happens, or maybe nothing happens. We don't know for sure. But we do know that the Spanish government is not going to call this vote legitimate in any way. So from here, I don't know what is going to happen. Certainly, I can't predict the future. But we do believe that at some point tonight there will be large protests, and I have many people have told me that there will be large protests tomorrow. I hope that was everything. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I've missed. It's been a very hectic day. We've seen videos of people being beaten, people who have their hands up and are just shielding themselves. They're not, confronting or engaging the police. They're just being pushed back by the police. So rubber bullets. It's been really tense. So follow me on Twitter at Timcast. Stay tuned. I will have breaking news and live streams should anything change. In fact, I might even be live streaming as this video is published. So I just don't know, and that's why I wanted to make this video. If you want to support my work, go to timcast.com/donate. Give whatever you'd like, give nothing at all. My videos are always free and available every day at 4 p.m. Even when I'm out doing breaking news, I still figure out a way to do it. You can also go to patreon.com/timcast if you're cool with Patreon. I know some people aren't. And stay tuned for my live streams, because I'll say it one last time. I have no idea what to expect. But thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to my recap of today's events. Probably forgetting a lot of things because I'm like, my heart's racing and I'm really excited. I don't mean excited in like I'm a happy kind of way, just like adrenaline rush. That's probably a better way to put it. So I will see you either tomorrow at 4, or if you're following me on Twitter, you're probably going to see a lot of breaking news. So just stay tuned, because when breaking news happens, we have no idea what to expect. I'll see you when I see you.